is just a basic practice plan that I've developed. So I did this with U9 House League all the way up to our junior team. This is drive skating. We would start without the puck. And this is the first time these kids have done it, like literally their first rep. So this one who's coming around the corner here is not bad. The rest of them are struggling a bit, but you got to embrace. Do this stationary. Okay. And we could add more scanning. So these are U9 and U11, I think. Just trying to lean in, right? So they're trying to get, the key here is the straight leg with the straight stick. So some of them struggle with that. They want to bend the leg that's close to the stick. These players are a little bit younger. These are a little bit older, but this is the first time they've done it. So it's a bit of a yard sale, and that's fine. But just getting to lean in to initiate contact. So we would do this moving as well, maybe just around the ice as a warm up. Again, you can use the instructors to hold up hands. So this might be a progression of the leaning in against the wall that we did before. Just simple stuff. Now this one's a hit with the crew. So obviously there's not two pucks on the ice. They love to remind me of that. But now they're initiating contact against somebody else. So we don't see this exact type of contact a ton, right? Like that pure lateral contact. But this is a great way in a big group. You can easily have 30 kids doing this. And the instructors can, go around, fix hands, fix body position. So we stick our stick right in between their pants there to make sure there's no space. So that's one of the key cues. These players are both midget players, so they can be cued to get on their outside edges more, right? And then they're trying to do puck you, bad guy. So we want the puck out here, outside the feet as much as possible. You can see a bunch of them are looking down. Again, these are all new drills to them. So, there's a lot of room to work. And then they just spin around on the whistle and continue. It takes them a little longer than I would like. I like to move fast, but you get the idea. This is all on Instagram. All my good stuff's on Instagram. So just like, now these are older players. These are U15 to U22, but they struggled with this outside edge, right? So this player here is a junior player, so I'll pick on her. Outside edge here, right? Splitting the feet, leaning in. So I tell them they got to have their pants on the wall. This is a great way to teach initiating contact because your opponent's not going to fall over. The U9 kids have fun with this because they try to see how far they can lean and then fall over. But it's a great starting point, and you build that foundation. And again, she's on her forehand. This is easy. These two are on their backhand, and it's a little hard to see here. But you can see that they have some different challenges crossing their hands. This one, maybe getting their hands away. Like these are basic fundamentals. Now we don't spend a lot of time here with this age group, but with the U9s, we do spend a lot of time here. So real simple drill. They're just changing direction on the whistle. Now, same thing with the puck. Okay, so again, with the little kids, I would have to show them how to dribble on their forehand and backhand side first before we get here. The older kids usually know how to do this. And then the final progression is we just have some instructors. Normally we'd have more instructors, but I was too busy videoing. And they're just calling out numbers. So just scanning and awareness. Again, really basic, but this is a good way to set a foundation. Even if it's a higher level group, just start here. Start here and reinforce the basics, right? And then every time you touch on initiate contact, build the wall, scan the ice, right? You just drop that seed in at the beginning of the practice for them to build off of, which I think is important. So again, a lot of them here, especially the U9s, as soon as you start this scanning, everything breaks down. They're not leaning into the wall. They can't stick handle anymore. They're not doing it, they're not turning on the whistle. Like it just turns into a green's pretty good. So this is spin it to win it, which is just a fun drill. We remind them to build the wall. So the only cue beyond, we start them in that initiating contact position. And then we ask them, we want you to maintain possession with as little skating as possible. So try to hold your ground, own your space. Don't skate away from the other girl. Like try to be rooted like a tree. So I would say she does a pretty good job here, this green player. Right? So she's building the wall. The one in red's probably being a little nice. That's okay, right? But just pulling the puck away, right? I'd like to see her push into the player a little bit more, but that requires a little more inside edge work. That's pretty good. Here's some bigger ones doing the same thing. So again, they try to do dance moves and stay away from each other. We actually want them to push back into each other, right? So you'd like to see this player in white get on her inside edges and actually push her butt into the player in black, right? But again, that takes a little bit more confidence in the drill. And this is still a pretty good starting point. It works really well to have like the half moon or the circle to keep them corralled in place if you don't want to put too much stuff down on the ice. The puck is the bad guy here, right? So she's trying to build that wall. So as she goes through, she's pulling the puck as far away as possible and rebuilding that wall. So this player, as my orange jersey people are the ones who've done a lot of stuff with me, she's pretty good at this. So pulls the puck through, and then she's trying to create puck, you bad guy here. A real simple drill. You could do this with 3 players, and the 2 players can be the pylons. So that's kind of what we did here with the coach. So here we tell the players to go shin pad to stick, right? So we talk about controlling other people's sticks. You can do that when your butt is on their hands, and also when you get shin pad to stick. And obviously she could drop her, well, maybe not on her forehand side, but on her backhand side, drop her hand to push away the stick, but just some planting of the seed of this idea with the players. So this again is, if you have 30 players on the ice, this is pretty easy to do. Okay, but yeah, she could be better outside edge. She could pull that puck. But for a house league kid, that's not bad on the backhand. It's a good, you got to start somewhere. But that's something else. Okay, so we got a double A kid. So there's that drive skate, right? She's just leaning in against the coach. This player's got great edges. So there's a younger kid. So same thing, drive skating, right? So she doesn't want to initiate contact, that one. She just wants to run away. This is typical in our game, right? So we see the first one. The player has to lean into the coach, but they don't want to. They want to kind of stay on the outside. So we tell them, you hit the coach doesn't hit you, as much as my coaches might want to hit them just for fun. But again, they want to accept the outside and skate into the corner. So this takes a while for them to get used to. But that's the same drill as the house league kids did. So again, these are all U11 kids, I believe, maybe some U13s. Can add a little dangle or something before they shoot. So you can see you set this up in 4 corners. You can put 2 more stations in the middle of the ice. This one likes to initiate contact. And there's always a few in each group who love it. But again, these kids will all be playing A, double A, younger. This one's doing a good job of turning her shoulder. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd time she's done it. She's done a couple camps. So here's the higher level kid again, initiate contact. So now there's just a little turn back. So we can do that where it's scripted. So this would be the scripted version where we tell her she's got to turn back, right? And, there's a main attacking area right here. So the defenseman takes the inside, she rolls back to the outside. We can also do it where it's unscripted. So my coach here would push more on one side than the other. So if she pushed her on the hash mark side, obviously that would accelerate the player here. If you pushed her on the high side, that would cue the player to roll off. So again, out of this group of 4, maybe this player here could read the push a little bit already and be able to understand how to spin off of it. The other 3 may not be there yet, so it might be something we'd introduce, or we just meet them where they are, right?